Hi, thanks for joining me here. This is my first video about doing a tutorial on how to set up NVIDIA GPU for uh, CUDA computation. Our end goal in this video will be to run a Jupyter notebook with an ML model utilizing the GPU cores for any machine learning task. The reason why I came up with this video was because I recently built a PC for which I already posted a video, and you can find it in the description. And the GPU that I'm using is NVIDIA 5070 Ti, and the CPU is AMD Ryzen 7 with 3D cache. It's quite a reasonable setup, packing some performance for both gaming and machine learning. When I was setting my GPU for the machine learning task, I ran into a roadblock where I saw that the CUDA version on Windows is not supported with the Pytorch library. Before we start, I would like to give you a short introduction into the basics of the stuff I'm talking about. So the things that we would be needing is Windows. I'm using Windows 11. And then what we need to do is install Windows subsystem for Linux 2. That will help us to run our Ubuntu. And after that, we will configure our NVIDIA CUDA. Then we will install the cuDNN, which is a deep neural network library built on top of CUDA. And to run our Jupyter notebooks with machine learning code, we need Pytorch. All right, so let's begin with WSL. WSL allows you to run your Linux distribution on your Windows machine. And for that, you need to do is first install WSL. And once that is done, what we need to do is decide on which version of the Linux we want to use. I went ahead with the Ubuntu version. For the Ubuntu version, I think you need to go further into it and see what is the best way to install it. But what I did is basically I went into this link for Ubuntu, and there I already had the instructions on how to set up the WSL. And after that, you can just download, I think, the Ubuntu from the website. You can also install the different distros we have here. Yes, and so because I have already done this, I can just go into my start menu and run my Ubuntu. So I'm assuming that you have already set this up and you have something here like this. If you are new to Python and environments, don't worry. The base that you see here is a special environment created for Python, and by default it is always activated as base. In this tutorial, we will also see how to create a Python environment of your own choice. You can put your any name that you want and specify the version of the Python that you want. Okay, so I'm assuming that you have completely set up your Ubuntu on WSL. The next step that you have to do is first create an environment where you will install the CUDA toolkit. I already have an environment for creating and managing environments. You can visit the Conda website, and there it allows you to quickly create an environment with your favorite version. Based on my research, it is better to use Python 3.10 than the most latest version so that you have full compatibility. So I would suggest you to do that. let's quickly activate our environment. To see the active environments, we can run this command conda env list, and then you can just copy the path and activate. And now we have our environment active. Exactly. Now let's move on to installing CUDA toolkit. All right, so this is the website for CUDA toolkit. I'm not 100% sure if you have to sign up. I think you don't have to sign up for the CUDA toolkit, but maybe in one of the steps next, you have to sign up for the NVIDIA developer program, or maybe for this. So in case it doesn't allow you to install, first sign up and you will be seeing this page. So the operating system that we will be installing on is Linux. You have to choose the architecture as x86-64. The distribution will be WSL Ubuntu. Unless you are using any of the standalone distributions without WSL, you can use this. The version 2.0 and the installer type. You have a bunch of options here, and each of these options provide you with the same installation but in different way. So what I will do is I will use the run file local, copy this command and put it here, and then we will use the second command and then put it right after running this one. Once you have set it up, you should be able to run version. Yeah, so if you run this, you should be able to see the version of the CUDA that was installed. So for me it's CUDA 12.8, right? And that is good. So we need this one. Okay, now the next part is that we should install the deep neural network library, which basically works with the CUDA. And so for that, again, we will select the Linux operating system. Architecture is x86, distribution is Ubuntu, the version, and the installer. So again, you can select network or local. It will give you instructions on how to do it. For me, I selected the network and install CUDA 12, not 11, because we will be using NVIDIA 50 series GPUs. So this will install in this particular environment. The conda or the pip environments are a good way of managing different libraries for your Python. If you install it in the base, it's fine, but I would still advise that it's better to create a new environment specifically for the project that you're working on. All right. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do, and it's also sort of the final thing, is to install the Pytorch library. And for that, we have the Pytorch website where you can say something. Oh, here we have it. So you have you can select your preference here. So the latest requires 3. Yeah, so great. So we can use 3.10 and the build. Okay, so the build should be nightly, because for me the stable build was not working on Windows. The stable build for Linux, let's see. So yeah, in case you already have a Linux computer, it's fine, but for Windows you have to select Windows. You have to select preview, then you have to select Linux. Yeah, you have to select Linux, and then pip is fine, Python CUDA 12.8, and copy this link and put it right here. Once you do that, the Pytorch will be installed, and you are basically ready with that. So that is the trick behind it, that the current stable version does not support the NVIDIA 50 series. You have to use the nightly build and select the right OS, which is Linux, and then install it. Okay, so now since I already have the Pytorch installed, the final step is to check if it's really running, or if it's really working for you or not. And for that, what we can do is create a sample script that will check if the GPU is being initialized or not. Okay, so I have a sample script with me here, and what it does is basically imports torch and prints out the version of the Pytorch and the CUDA, and then it checks for the device count and the device name, and then runs mathematical operation. So in the end, we should be able to get this value. Yeah. Okay, then let's test it out. I already have this. What I do is just open a Vim editor. Oh. Okay. This. And then save it. Okay, I think we are good. So we should all right, so we have CUDA available equals to true, total device count as 1, and it also specifies the device name. Great. Yeah, so our script worked and helped us to check if everything was set up correctly. Now what you can do is you can run your code in this environment, and probably you can use Jupyter Notebook or maybe VS Code. For running ML models, I use Jupyter Notebook, so you can install Jupyter Notebook and spin it up, and then you can use the help of let's say I don't know, you can look up for how to run these models using GPU, because since your GPU is already set up, you should be able to do it. In the next tutorial, I will show you how to use the GPU for machine learning, and we can also try one Hugging Face model, so and see how fast our inference works. All right, I hope you liked it. I'll try to come up with more tutorials like these. Great, see you.